Hey there guys and gals, welcome back to the channel. Are you ready to tinker and play? Well, I'm LJ and today we're working on something cool. We're working with Loctite spray foam and this awesome skull silicone cake mold that I found on Amazon. Before we go any further, go ahead and like this video for me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I'd love to have you on board as a subscriber. Go ahead and hit that notification bell once you do that. That way you don't miss out on future cool videos that we do on the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now back to this thing, this skull mold here. This one right here, I was just out looking for things that I could use that are already made, that I can use to mold things that I would use around the house for my Halloween prop builds and for just anything. And I just happened across some cake molds and I started searching deeper and I found this cool one that looks like it might just be able to make myself the front part of a skull. I don't know if this one does both sides or not. I can't remember if it's just the front or front and back. It could be the front and back, I can't remember. So I just want the front of the skull, and here's why. Because in one of the rooms of my 2024 Halloween haunt, there is a wall that I want to build that has skulls in it, the front part of the skulls, and then there's like a corner piece that I'm planning on building that kind of projects out that has more of those skulls around it. And I wanted to find an easy way and fairly cheap to reproduce those without taking too much time, and I need a ton of those, so I think this will work. Popping this thing out, don't need you. Getting this thing out of here and just seeing if I can take this Loctite spray foam, this Glad clean and seal stuff, pretty much saran wrap, shrink wrap, whatever you want to call, put it inside here and get it to kind of mold with this spray foam in a way that looks like a skull. And do I care if it's perfect? No, I don't. And all those imperfections, I love imperfections. They just look unique. Like this guy over here, just everything, all the imperfections on this guy just make it look really cool and really unique. The silicone mold here. Oh look, oh wow. Okay, so this one's got the front and the back of the skull. Okay, so I splurged a little bit and got this. I'll have a link to this guy in the description section. So go ahead and check that out after this video, after you watch it, of course. That is awesome. So I'm glad I got this one. Now I'm gonna look inside here and see. This is oh man, that's a pretty big size, decent size face here. So I mean, it is as big as my head. So this is going to be a nice size skull. I'm happy about that. I'm not using a release agent. I'm using Loctite spray foam, which when you put water down over a surface, it'll actually start to make that coating on it, or make a skin on that Loctite spray foam, and that'll make it so that it doesn't stick to your surface. As an added little piece of protection for me for my mold that I bought here, so I can reuse this over and over again, I'm going to go ahead and put this cling and seal shrink wrap stuff like inside here and push it down really tightly on here and try to see if I can't mold out a really cool skull. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out, just get this on here and just see if this will work. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. Just to be safe, I'm gonna put in 2 pieces. I don't want this stuff sticking to my mold. And the cool thing is it sticks to itself. I think I've got it good enough where I can start putting this Loctite spray foam in here. All right, let's go. Healthy spray of water here. I really want to form a nice skin on this, so I want to make sure this gets down to every nook and cranny in there. Now I'm just going to start layering this stuff in here. A small layer first. This stuff will expand, so I'm trying to get around my nose and my eye sockets and my teeth in here. You see that right there? Just going around my major projecting pieces. Sorry there. So I'm gonna bring it up here flat like this. I've got some air blowing my way to push this the fumes away from me, but it's not really off-putting a lot of fumes. It really isn't. So that's pretty neat. While it's drying, I'm kind of keeping an eye on the expansion of the silicone mold, but the silicone mold is really nice and heavy duty and sturdy. I don't even think I need to like push it in or anything to make it how I want it. I think it actually is holding in there pretty nicely. The expansion, I hope, inside there is pushing into the crevices. I want this to be, when I pull it out, I want it to be almost all ready for my paints. But I will let you know exactly how many minutes I let it cure for or dry before I start pulling it out. I ended up spraying some water on the back of this, and I've waited about 5 to 6 minutes. And here's why: because I want to be able to take the back part of this and just push down and push it into that mold. I really hope this technique works so I can really make myself some cool spray foam, Loctite spray foam skulls for my Halloween haunts and props and builds. Now I'm going to give this thing about another 20 or so minutes to get hard and cure so that I can try to pop it out of this mold. All right, so it's been actually close to like 50 minutes of like dry time. It's still, the outside skin here is fairly hard. The inside, I can tell, still needs a lot of time to dry. But man, that stuff, it puffed up really great to the point where I could probably make this into a full skull. Just gonna lift this up, see what it's done. All right, pops out fairly easy. Got a sunken nose, sunken eye sockets. I like that. I mean, that's the basic form that we have of a skull. I'm pretty excited about that. If you can see there, I'm gonna give you a kind of a turnaround there. Never mind this back part here that we'll have to cut down. But we got indentation of the eyes, indentation of the skull, or of the nose, I mean. We got the cheeks right here. That's pretty good. We did get a couple teeth, but it looks like based off this, it's a little bit not perfect. So I'm gonna have to kind of really draw some on there. But I got a few in there I can work with. Got a nice chin. Definitely got the top roundness of the head. So I'm gonna take my white and black acrylic paints here, mix together a silverish color, and just lather this on here. Well, not silverish, a grayish color. All right, so I think I got the tone that I want. So I'm just gonna come in here and just paint it on here, get it down into those cracks and crevices so I can make those cracks and crevices come out. And you can come over this color too with any other colors you want to come over it with. Maybe you want it to look like there's still flesh on there. So you come over it with a flesh color and make you some raised spots for like tissue and tendons and things like that. And you can do that. Come down here around the mouth area. And you could almost just leave that thing back on there and and put that into a wall with that sticking out around there. Make that look like some sort of weird thing, almost like a framed skull. And this skull has got a lot of texture on there. But that's my base color there. And I'm not even going to wait for it to dry completely before I go on and start putting in some sunken in features here on the nose and the eyes. So to show a little shadow, you want a little bit more darker to your base color. I'm just going to kind of come in here and just kind of recess these eyes a little bit. I think that's starting to look pretty decent. What's the worst thing that can happen if you think you mess up on painting? The worst thing that can happen, you just paint over it and do it the way you want it to be. It just takes a little extra time, but that's okay. Maybe drag that paint over here into the nose. There we go. Got some nice shading in there that makes those eye sockets pop. I kind of like that. I don't mind the color too much either. I think it's going to look pretty cool, especially once I get some teeth in there. So let's start making some teeth. So to make those teeth, I've got a brush here that's smaller, and kind of bent and angled like like teeth, and I've got almost pure white. So I'm gonna come over here. I got this little, I'm gonna take advantage of this gap right here. I'm gonna leave that gap in there. I'm gonna come over here and put myself a tooth right here. Just kind of lay it on there like that. You don't get enough to stick, because I'm working with wet paint here. So if you want to really make it easy for yourself, let it dry, but I really don't want to take that time. So I'm going to put a tooth here, just like that. And then you come back and you'll outline it a little bit with a little bit of a darker color, grungy teeth. I'm going to put one right there, right next to it. This right here would be really cool. I think I'm gonna do it on a future video. So make sure you like this video, subscribe, activate notifications, because I think I'm gonna take this technique and I'm gonna make a skull in a future video where I build on it maybe with some latex or foam clay, and maybe I make a skull that has a lot of flesh on it and everything, so that I can have some blood and grime and drippy, bloody gut stuff from this Fright Props blood, Durablood, and Duragrime. I think I'm going to do that at some point. So we have this teeth going around here. We got to come around here some more. And as I've talked here and been doing this, the paint is drying a little bit, so that helps me out. The first coat is drying. One last tooth back here in the very back. Last but not least. He's a scary looking skull right there already, isn't he? Look at that. I hope you can see that. We'll do a little bit better close up at the end of this video. I'm gonna sink these eyes in a little bit more, complete out that look. So that's what my eyes and nose look like right there. So let me go ahead and go around those teeth to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. And then we'll be just about done with this. It's just supposed to be a nice, quick, easy, cheap spray foam skeleton that you can mass produce if you would like. So I'm standing up here to get a better angle at this, because I don't want to get this far and then just mess this up. So I want to just kind of go around these teeth. This is where you kind of shape them. A steady hand helps, but it's not completely necessary. You just want to outline the teeth to make them stand out. You make a mistake, you can always come back in with your other base color and just, there you go, wipe away your mistake. I just want to distinguish these teeth, that's it. That's all I want to do, distinguish these teeth. Taking that dark black just kind of sets those teeth back in the skull as well. Taking that black there, and my crevices here, I'm setting them way back into this mouth as well, like that. Just kind of sets those cracks and brings them out and sets them back. Pretty neat little face there. I think it would scare the heck out of people, I really do. I believe that I might use this for all my skulls because I love the uniqueness of it. Just want to outline those individual teeth just a little bit. You don't have to do a ton, but enough to make them kind of stand out. Kind of stay away from the roots. You don't want to circle them. I don't anyways. And we're just working with two colors here, black and white. And we're making all those different shades. And with lights bouncing off of this in my haunted house, it's just going to look very frightening, I think. The cool thing about bringing in this black paint and this outlining paint is you can make your teeth any shape that you'd like to make them. So if you put too much paint on to begin with and you want a smaller tooth, you just take that black paint right there and just whittle away at it. Painting is just fun and relaxing. You do not have to be trained by any kind of professional to paint. Painting really is just pleasing yourself. So if you please yourself and you like the way a painting looks, whether it's on canvas or on dried spray foam or whatever it's on, a prop, anything, it won't be a task to create it. That's what's fun about painting. So me, I started off not knowing exactly what this is going to be like. This was my first attempt at this, and I wanted to bring it to you. And I didn't know what to expect. I knew I wasn't going to get a smooth skull, but I ended up getting something better. I got little, holy parts of the skull and little cracks and everything. Those are scary, and you highlight those all over this thing. And those little holes where that's naturally forms inside bones, it's awesome to see it just happen. So this is going to look so cool, I think, replicated multiple times over and with multiple unique skulls inside my haunt, that I think I've just kind of fallen in love with this. I want to hear what you think about this technique, what you think about my paint job here. I know it's not quite the best, but I like it. So I'm going to do it and replicate it multiple times. I kind of like the way the teeth came out there and those darker areas where I was able to highlight. I really like that. Those cracks. This guy just looks like he got hit across the face with something. That's awesome. So I want you to go ahead, if you would, like this video for me, leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button, activate notifications so you don't miss out on future videos that we do on the channel. And also those future videos where I'm going to take this spray foam, put it in this mold, and then I'm going to put stuff on that skull to raise it up to make it look like tendons and flesh and everything, so we can get some of these flesh tones and this Dura blood and the grime and maybe even some of these browns around the teeth and some of them reds there of flesh and blood and gore. I want you to see that, so make sure you activate those notifications. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed partaking in creating this video. I'm LJ. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, have a great day and always find time to tinker and play. I trimmed off some of that excess foam here so you can kind of see what this head looks like. I'm gonna finish this off with the acrylic paint sealer to give it'll get a little bit more of a shiny look. That's all right. I just want to seal in that paint. I think it looks pretty darn decent. I haven't got all the back part of it off yet, but I wanted to trim around that edge so you kind of get that look and the feel of what this thing looks like as an actual skull. Let me know what you think in the comments.